We're good.
We're good.
We are good.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's feeling like spring here.
It is.
Definitely spring here in the lower mainland. Flowers are out. Nurseries are open.
Well, we've already been.
Yeah, we've been several times.
3 times, actually.
Yes.
We've been to 3 garden centers.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I'm still not done. And I only have a little front patio. So
I'm far from it. But I've got my starters for a lot of the vegetables, like my lettuces, peas, spinach. Yes, I actually have a few tomatoes. I have some of those.
Yeah.
So we're going to get those going. We went and got mushroom manure. This year, we did it a little different.
In containers this time.
I went out and bought containers with lids so that my car doesn't smell like mushroom manure for the next.
Okay, that's a given. But
well, last year we went and Ramon's like, it's mushroom manure. It's from mushrooms. It's not going to smell. Yeah, it does.
That's the whole point. It smells because it's rotten.
It smells really bad.
That way.
So we have containers, and then we went and got compost. And so, and then they were out doing the front, and then so they were mixing like compost and mushroom manure. So my grandson was helping, and so guess who got to shovel the mushroom manure? It wasn't my husband.
No.
Sam's
that
back
looked
there.
Very cute.
He's like, I hate this smell. That's weird.
And if I'm successful in keeping the squirrels out of my flowers this year, I might get myself one of those raised beds and grow some herbs.
Ooh,
if I can get rid of the squirrel, I don't want to get rid of them. Pardon me. That's not what I mean. I just want them to stay out of my flowers. Stop killing my flowers. That's all I ask. Anyway, so get outside. Do some gardening, folks, because this is why we live here. One of the reasons we live here is our long gardening season.
So last week, we were talking about that big heist. I figured out where it all went.
Somebody call and report her.
I've got my own little box, a little race car. Yeah, I know. So Costco.
They have made an app.
I know.
KitKat's made an app that you can track it to see if your bar is one of the stolen ones.
I should check.
Advertising people.
I know.
Now I'm wondering if really this was, but I understand now how Costco keeps their prices so low. These were at Costco.
Did you check it in the app though?
I haven't checked it in the app, but So Costco kind of, so.
I'm far too interested in this KitKat heist. I'm telling you, I really am. Anyway, you're going to have to leave me one of those before you go.
It's chocolate.
I know. Well, whatever. It's not enough to give me a headache.
I'd ask if it was like frozen over, but it's hot outside, so it hasn't. She's eating chocolate. Like, hello.
Every now and then.
I will corrupt her completely.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too old now.
All right, some announcements other than KitKats and gardening. So we still have our spring cleaning with our fabric. So there's still some to choose from. So come 25% off. There's still, I was in here yesterday.
Yes. Yeah.
She extended it.
Did she? When's it over?
It's supposed to be over yesterday.
Oh.
Okay.
We're moving on. There you go.
We are.
You got a second chance,
Yeah, I didn't, if that's the case, or maybe in the store today. Yeah, there you go. I'll have to double check. I should maybe check with Carrie for a minute.
Never know.
I might be fired. Oh, well, nice knowing everybody. We are going to be at the following quilt shows. So there is the Abbotsford one, which is on the 17th, 18th out in Abbotsford. There's the Boundary Bay, May 2nd and 3rd, and then Langley on the 8th and 9th. So basically you go, have a couple weeks off, and then kind of back to back. So it's going to be lots of fun. So come say hi, see all the wonderful quilts.
See who
so many people working there.
And Jen will be there. So you can go and have a chat with Jen. And if you haven't had a chance to see her in the last little while, be a good opportunity to do 2 things.
Yeah. So we have that. And then April is Serger month.
Yeah.
So yes, we've got some sales. So on the website, there should be, hopefully by the end of today,
soon,
some Sergers that are on sale. Baby Lock has
Baby Lock Sergers are on. It's appropriate that their Sergers are on sale, and that is the sale price will show in store. So you can either call for the price or come into the store. It's not going to be on the site. It's not going to be on the website.
Yeah, the Sergers will be. It's the accessories.
Yeah.
The accessories.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so accessories, Serger accessories are also on sale, but those are in store, so you need to come in or you can call. So if there's an accessory that you want, but we will get, hopefully on website, the Serger pricing for some of the sales ones.
So that's
because it is also Serger month. We added a new Serger class. You got to see this.
Yes.
So so if you've taken the Serger classes and now you're like, now what? This is a cute little accessory bag that you are going to learn a lot of the techniques. So decorative stitching,
stitching,
flat lock.
What do we call that?
Oh, that's a rolled hem.
Yes, and then there's like the lace where you're doing like
and the
ruffles, and then this is. There's a lot of
things that you're Serger
class.
Well, okay, I took it a long time ago, and then
it's gone.
It's gone. So anything but like look at this. It's just so much, and then you get lots of things. So now there's 2 parts to the class, but you don't have to take 2 parts. So the first part makes the whole bag. And then class 2. So if you've taken the cover stitch or the cover lock, is it cover lock? Cover stitch. If you've taken that class, which is coming up next week, so here's motivation to take it, is you take the whole thing, make this, and then take the class, and then you can learn to make the little insert to go in that. If you don't have a cover stitch or machine, you can just buy one of these, but look how much nicer this one is. Right?
I want to take this, but I have to bring my Serger in to have them thread the loopers because mine is a nightmare, which is a good reason to step up to an air thread, and that is on my agenda eventually. But see, I journal and I have my phone and my iPad that I carry around, so this would be perfect. The journal would fit in there, the iPad's going to fit in there, all my pens and stuff, and phone and chargers, all in one little spot, and I can just move it from wherever. You
can make one for yourself, or you can make them as gifts. Christmas is coming. Tom's not here to tell us how many more days, but
Where's my phone?
You can make this. This would make a great gift for a lot, for Christmas. So anyone, iPads or whatever, teenage girls, whatever,
keeping everything together.
So it would be really, really cute. So it's in May. I didn't write down the date, but it's May.
But it's May. It's in May. We'll have the date for you before we say goodbye today. Because I'll look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Then we got some other classes. We've got beginner quilting lattice. There's 1 or 2 spots left on the afternoon. So if you guys remember our little list of, our what we're supposed to do this year, the New Year's resolutions. There we go.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. I've got half of one of mine done. So last year I took the beginner quilting class. I wasn't. No, it was a flying geese.
Flying geese,
but Rita is an amazing teacher. So you'll not regret taking a class with her. So look, I got one of them done. I'm going to take her out now. It's done. It's bound. It's quilted with little bees. I did the clear blue tile quilting on it. It's just... it's done.
It's really cute. It's really lovely.
And I used the new puff batting that we have in. That was fun to work with. I learned a lot. It was fun.
Did you label it?
Huh?
Did you label it?
Label my quilt? No, I didn't label my quilt.
Never label my quilts.
So people don't consider it done until there's a label.
Yeah.
That's my question.
Well, I can take a pen and write on.
Label.
How many people are there? Use a pen. I just stressed everybody. We have sit and sew on Monday. Next Tuesday is learn to use your sewing machine. The Serger level 5, the cover stitch, that is coming up. So there is a few spots. So get in there if you have a cover stitch. Do you have to take, we get asked this a lot, do you have to take the other classes before taking level
The cover
5?
No.
No. If you have a cover stitch, this is,
Yeah.
it's a full focus on just cover stitch. So you don't have to take the other ones before you take level 5. So if you really want to take it, but think you have to have taken the other ones and haven't gotten them in, that's okay. Take level 5. We have Stitch and Chatter, our embroidery club, on the 16th, morning in Surrey, evening on Zoom. And there is one spot left in the Simplify Your Quilting with Rita on the 18th. And then Chilliwack has Quilt As You Go this Friday.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's a couple spots there. So so we got lots of classes. We're continuing adding more. I come up with some brilliant ones yesterday, and so I just have to work
Okay, I
those
haven't
ones out.
seen those.
Well, no, because I'm just they're still in my head.
That's how brilliant they are. They're still percolating.
Yeah, they are still percolating, and so they should be popping up here soon. Jen's going, well,
we know
how long that percolates.
Yeah.
It might be strong coffee, it might be weak. It depends on.
You don't drink coffee.
I know, but how long it percolates, does that not change how strong it is?
Yes. Okay. Okay, so we've mentioned Jen a couple of times. That's because she's sitting right across the table from us. And she's on tap today.
Yeah, so I'm going to flip this thing around. Here, I'll pass her my mic. There you go. So that we can hear you. I'm going to flip. There we go. We got Jen. She's got feet.
I've got feet. I've got many a feet
She's
today.
got feet.
Okay. So you get a machine and then all of a sudden you have all these feet. So we are calling this feet you didn't know you had, but you do. So
I'm loving it.
all right. Now, most of, I'm going to kind of go like section by section because we start off with like the lowest level and then go up from there. So like an introductory machine, you would expect to get the least number of feet because it's the least amount of money that you've paid. And so also the features, you know, those simple sewing machines, stuff that your grandma may have had, where it only does a few things. So first of all, every machine comes with your zigzag foot or your all-purpose foot or whatever they call it, depending on what model you have and what make. The same foot can be called 3 different things by 3 different machine companies. So, but it usually looks something like this. So it is a zigzag foot. It just has the hole there. It goes back and forth. Now, most of the feet that I'm going to show you are just the snap-on feet because the machines that you get nowadays are the snap-ons. So they don't have any sort of ankle attached. But have an older machine or you can't find a snap-on foot, but your machine can either be a low shank or a high shank. Now, when we say that, a lot of people's eyes glaze over and they're like, what the heck does that mean? That just means that the little part that your feet attach to, the ankle, is either a smaller amount off of the ground per se. I was going to say the ground. Yeah, off of your needle plate or higher. So I have the same foot. This is a low shank and there would be your high shank. So you can kind of see the visual difference there in between how it would attach to your ankle. And that's where your screw would go to attach it to the ankle on the machine. And Lori's about to say something.
Well, I was just going to sit there and say, just if you need a visual, we should maybe do a visual. A Tom or a Deborah.
Oh, dear. The other day, somebody asked me if you two are sisters. Just saying.
Would it be because we pester each other like siblings?
Probably.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
nope, just good
so.
friends. Maybe, if they like each other that day.
It's well put.
Yeah. So when we, very much so that comes with a machine, you usually get a zipper foot, either an over edge foot or a blind hem foot. and then a buttonhole foot, because that are standard things that you can do on any machine that is not a straight stitch only. For a straight stitch only machine, you are going to get your 1 foot, and that is going to be your straight stitch foot. And that's all there is, because it just does 1 stitch. So for a buttonhole foot, they change as you go up the line. There's your 4-step buttonhole, such as the older machines where you had to do the tack on the bottom, then go up the side, then do the tack on the top, and then come back down. So those ones will look something like this. Just goes, you have to line up the lines for where you want your stitch to be, and then you're going, okay, it has to be that far. And so when you're doing your buttonhole, you have just that much room to do your buttonhole. That's the largest buttonhole you can do, and otherwise you have to do a buttonhole by hand with that particular machine. But when you move up the line, see, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a fair few here. You get the automatic buttonhole feet. And for those ones, they tend to have a little slot, and then you have to kind of push the foot back to put your button in it. And then it will make a buttonhole that matches the size of your button that you've put in the back. Now, there's also another little drop down part to your machine that comes and goes in between here so that the machine knows when to start and stop. For an electronic or a computerized machine, this is wonderful for those that have the start stop button, because all you do is you press start, and then when it's done, it stops and you cut off and you're good. So the difference between the two buttonholes, like say this is for a mechanical and this one is for this one's for a Husqvarna versus a Janome or Baby Lock. So it looks a little bit different, but the same practice is there. Like there's still the put it back, but they are both buttonhole feet. On some of the upper level machines too, there's another plate that goes into the bottom of the buttonhole foot so that when you're doing really thick fabric, you have more stability and so it doesn't move on you. But yes, most machines come with a buttonhole foot. They can be more plastic, they can have more metal to them, but most of them work the same way. And there's like little hooking parts to put them on your machines as well, depending on the level of your machine. Another thing that normally comes with your machine is your zipper foot. Now, this is for our Baby Lock Zest. So as you can see, it is one side of the zipper. For this particular machine, you can only get this side of your zipper foot. When you go up, you get one with 2 sides to your zipper foot. Now, when you're putting it on your ankle, there is a bar across, but you wouldn't put it in the middle. You'd put it either on the left or the right, depending on what side of the zipper you're sewing in. Now, these things can look very different across the lines. For instance, this one is one of the Husqvarna ones. It is thicker. It looks kind of weird, kind of chunky, but it is still the same zipper foot, just different model machine. As well, most of these machines have letters or numbers on their feet. So, for instance, the zipper foot in this case is an E, and it's also an E in this Husqvarna model. But when I go over to the FAF one, and we'll talk about FAF a little later just because they have the IDT system, this is a number 4. So the feet can be different. So if you say, if you come in and you're like, oh yes, I need a G foot. Well, a G foot for Janome may be different for a G foot for Baby Lock. And we've had that happen as well. So bringing in your manual is wonderful. So I know what foot you're talking about, because also an overcast foot and an overcast foot and a blind hem foot, they look very similar sometimes, but they are very different. Okay. As well, this would be your blind hem foot. So for doing for when you're stitching on, say, dress pants, and you want to have that little nip of thread show on your fabric so you don't really see the hem, you have a different type of foot. So this one here is your blind hem foot, and this plastic piece is your guide, which you can move with this little thing here. But when you look at the Janome version, it looks different. And so this is the same foot, just two different models, two different makes and models. And then if I go over to the FAF one, they kind of have a combined one here because this is not only it's also an over edge foot and a blind hem foot, because it does still have the guide on the back, but this one actually has a little wire, and the little wire usually shows up in a over edge foot where you're trying to mimic a serger. So they have the little wires in the back that your stitches form around, like the loopers on a serger. Like the sergers have these pins too. Oh, okay. And then when we get into Husqvarna, this is a Husqvarna buttonhole foot. Now you're looking at me and going, what the heck are you talking about? Well, this is the automatic buttonhole foot for a Husqvarna. It plugs into the back of the foot. You set your button length here, and but it's different for this one machine bank. So I had to learn how to use this because I do not have a Husqvarna at home, but we sell them, and so when I do lessons, I have to know how to do this, and there we go. But usually your machines as well, when they get up to the upper levels, they come with a secondary button foot so that if you want to make your own length of buttonhole. And they mostly look, in Husqvarna, it looks like that. And then in the Janome and Baby Lock, it kind of looks like this. This is a buttonhole foot for when you're making your buttonhole, and it's bigger than what your automatic button foot would allow. And so that is how you get around it in the computerized machines, the larger machines that have the extra functionality. For the Husqvarna, I showed the blind hem foot for the other feet. This is just the way that the Husqvarna one looks like. This is your guide here, and it's just a groove in the bottom of your foot, whereas so it's not adjustable, so you just have to work for the best. And then this one, for the Janome and Baby Lock, it does have the movable guide. And the FAF has a movable guide. So Husqvarna is different in this way. In a number of the Husqvarna and FAF machines, they come with something called a hump jumper. So technically it's not a foot, but it helps when you're going over those tough seams in jeans. So that's what this thing is. And if you need a demonstration on how to use it, come on in.
Yeah.
Last week, yes, Tom talked about this last week. And I did talk about it a number of months ago.
Yeah.
I did a full demo on them. And if you come in and you're learning your machine, we will go through this all again, because yes, half of this stuff is going to go whoosh right over the head right now.
It's just helping us to understand that there's more feet that come in our machine sometimes. And, so we can expand what we do, or else for stuff that we are doing, there's a better foot.
There might be a better foot. Yes. For instance, if you have an electronic machine and you are doing some of your satin stitches or your decorative stitches, they're fun to use on hems and things like that. There actually is a foot for that. Now, it may look really close to your zigzag foot, pretty much. Or it may look like a semi-open toe foot. So in this case, this is the one that we have for the Husqvarna. And then I know I didn't pull out the one for the Baby Lock here, but I know that they usually carry them as well. But so it looks the same. It looks like a regular zigzag foot. And the regular zigzag foot on this Husqvarna looks exactly the same. But on the back, there is a groove here, so that whereas a regular presser foot will not have that groove cut out, you can see there's no groove. But this one, there's a groove so that your stitches can go through and not be caught on the foot. Now, if you're doing a lot of straight stitching, we don't recommend you use this foot, even though it looks almost exactly the same. And we do have people bring in their machines for service with this foot. But this cutout doesn't press completely on your feed dogs. So if you're having trouble with your straight stitch on some of those finicky fabrics, make sure you're not using the foot with the cutout. Make sure you're using your regular zigzag foot instead, or your Teflon foot, or whatever it is that you need. And I don't have a Teflon foot here, because a lot of the Husqvarna and FAF ones come with a little Teflon sticker to put on the bottom of whichever foot you're using.
Oh.
And that's what they use instead.
Oh, wow.
So they have a sticker so you can change to be whichever foot you need for that fabric. When you get up into some of the quilting feet, you've got your 1/4 inch foot. Now, a lot of people are used to a 1/4 inch foot that kind of looks like this, or in the baby lock section. Come on, come out of this little, there we go. I have a little foot box here. Or it looks like that. So they have a guide on it so that you know that up from that guide to your needle width, or to the really small hole in the middle there, that is your 1/4 inch. Now, Husqvarna and you do have an adjustment on the 9mm wide machines. There's an adjustment for your stitches so that your needle is in the correct place.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's
Now,
not 1/4 inch.
For the FAF and the Husqvarna, there's no, the ones that come with the machine have no guide. So it's just the edge of this foot here. On this side, it's just the single side, but on this Husqvarna one, it's on the left and the right, or right and left. I'm backwards to the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know which one is my left and right. It is there. And then there are little lines on the foot as well, so that when you turn, you can stop here, and that's a 1/4 inch from the needle to there, so that you can do that for your binding and whatnot. You can do your 1/4 inch seams. Now there is, okay, put it back with the right ones so that I can put them all away properly later. There are also your darning feet, as they were called in the lower level, or your free motion quilting feet. And those can look different depending on which model you are using. So for this one comes with the 3160 and the 4120. So a number of the Janome ones look like this. And you put this above your needle where the little bar comes out the side for where your needle goes up and down. Spring action, it helps. It's a really good beginner foot before you're so used to it that you don't need the spring action anymore. For the Husqvarna, there it is. This little plastic thing is your free motion foot. And it's kind of like a level up from this one, because your machine won't bounce up and down with your needle plate the way it would. And you can get similar ones on the upper level machines. For instance, this is the regular one that comes with the Anthem. So this is the top of the line baby lock computerized machine. But you also have something like this where this is just a little foot. There's a little hole in there.
Oh.
It is a quilting foot.
Almost like the embroidery.
It's almost like an embroidery foot, but there's no embroidery on this machine. Right. So, but then again, there's also something like this, which is your saucer or your wok foot, like WOK as in the wok you're cooking with. And this is really good for going over free motion quilting when you have applique and stuff and you have those bumpy edges that you need to go over.
It's going to smooth it
because it will smooth it down for you. So yeah, and so lots of different feet for lots of different machines. If you're confused and you're like, okay, what does this foot do? And you don't have your manual anymore. You can't figure out where you put your manual because, we put these in safe places and they're in that safe place where you put it, whether you remember where that safe place is. It's another one. Yeah. So, and sorry, just because this one is the FAF version. So it is just a little different. This goes of the free motion. So it does still have the part that goes behind your needle bar, but everything is different. And the FAF tends to be numbered parts, but at the same time, some of them have letters on them as well. So, yeah.
So you get so many different feet.
You get so many different feet.
So your manual is your best friend.
Oh, the manual is your best friend. I actually had to, when I was taking these, I was like, what the heck is this foot? So I went to the Husqvarna manual, and what the Husqvarna manual does is that it has on a separate page, it has everything you get with your machine. So your hump jumper, your needles, your stitch ripper, and all that stuff is in one section. And then on the next page, it is a picture of the foot and a little blurb about the foot on the next page in a nice line. So other machine companies, they have pictures of the feet and then there's a number and you refer to the number on the page beside it. But I really like how Husqvarna does it because it's listed right. And you're like, oh, okay, that one does this. I understand what that is now.
So
yeah.
Cool.
your
Mhm.
yeah, so your
Well,
manual.
that's a lot of information.
Yeah, so
Jen.
your
There's a
manual-
That is
lot of
fabulous.
information.
But
Yeah.
definitely, like when you're buying your machine, especially from us, like
Mhm.
we do have those, the lessons that come with it.
Yeah.
So that's when you get an opportunity. Now, you can ask the question, okay, what is this foot? And we can walk you through. Like, this is what it's for. This is kind of when you would need it and stuff.
Mhm.
So you don't have just these feet laying around that you don't know what
That
they're
you've
for.
never used and,
And
don't
then
know what to do with
These
it.
are
but
just feet as well that come with the machine.
Yes.
We haven't even talked about
About
optional feet.
sorry.
Oh, yeah,
They're like,
if you can
and-
see behind Jen, like way over there.
There's a foot wall.
We have a foot wall.
We have
and
a foot wall.
And it's not because it's a foot. It is full of different feet for all the different machines, and it just
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
By brand.
By brand, yes. And yeah. Oh, the one thing I was going to mention though is that FAF feet kind of look a little bit different most of the time, especially if you have that IDT system, because they have little cutouts in the back so that the IDT can fit in the back here. Now you'll notice on their buttonhole foot, you wouldn't use IDT on a buttonhole foot, so there's no little cutout. And they do have some of their models don't have IDT. But even the ones that do, you can get the regular feet that don't have the cutout. This is the monogram foot or that satin stitch foot. But it does not have the cutout for the IDT. So this is for when you don't want to use your IDT. You would use
wanna
this foot.
Remind us of what the IDT
The
is.
IDT is the automatic walking foot that is on FAF machines. And
Okay,
it
alright.
can, a lot of people just put it on and leave it for whatever they're sewing. So with the exception
What I
of
do
like
with
buttons,
my
like
AccuFeed on my
your
Janome.
AccuFeed
Yeah.
and your Janome. Now, this is the zipper foot for the IDT. It has two cutouts on the back for your left and your right. Kind of like how everything else has
Right.
just the two parts where you can attach. This one has the two cutouts for IDT. So that's why it looks
Wow.
crazy. It looks like a little, I don't know, a little crown or a trident, but yeah. So depending on your
Maybe
machine.
one day we'll get you to do optional feet.
But that's the thing though. The funny part is that some of the higher level machines come with optional
so many.
feet
Yeah, I know.
that are for
Exactly,
the
yeah.
lower levels. So yeah, optional feet,
Well,
Okay, then
that,
we'll
but
do the
you
feet
will-
on higher end machines.
higher
and
end
then-
machines
And,
later.
and then
yeah.
you can know
or
because
just we'll
this
get you
is
to
a
picture
just-
some of your favorite feet
Yeah,
and you demo
there we
some
go,
of your
yeah.
favorite feet.
this is
But
a
I need
lot
my
of
nails done.
information because there's a lot of feet.
There are a lot of feet. So a lot of people come in
Per
with feet
brand.
questions. Different brands have different feet. So that's, and we're not even talking about in the same brand. You can have like a Janome foot that you have for, say, the Arctic Crystal will not fit on your S7 or your whatnot because of the different widths of your zigzags. So
Yep.
a lot of time people are like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a foot for my insert machine brand here. Okay, that's wonderful. That narrows it down. But what model do you have? Because we need to know whether it's a top front load or a top load, whether your zigzag is 5 millimeters, 7 millimeters, or 9
9.
millimeters. The
High
9
shank.
millimeter high shank or low shank.
Snap on, don't snap on.
Yeah, snap on, don't snap on. But sometimes things are an adjustable zipper foot that just screws onto your machine. That for some feet like that, all we need to know is high shank or low shank,
Yes,
because
yeah.
that just matches your ankle and you're physically moving it yourself. So there's a lot of stuff that comes to feet. Sometimes I feel like I'm drinking from the fire hose. It's just one of those feelings. And I have learned far more than I ever thought I ever needed to know about sewing machine feet. And I still don't know everything. I still ask for clarification or look up in books or look up in parts manuals.
This is why we have manuals.
This is why we have manuals.
And constant training for us.
Constant
Yes.
training. Yeah,
Yep.
I am looking forward. We're going to be doing all the frontline staff is doing some training coming up in April with FAF. And I am looking forward to that because as you can see from the feet I showed you, they are quite different
Yeah.
and you need to know the peculiarities of the machines. So
Cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Well,
lot
that
of
is
fun.
fabulous. Thank you, Jen.
Mhm.
I-
So it's just the two of us again, and I'll tip